Success is often perceived as an extraordinary accomplishment, a goal achieved after a monumental effort or a stroke of genius. However, the truth is far simpler yet more profound. Success is not the result of a single event, but the culmination of consistent small habits practiced over time. These habits, seemingly insignificant on their own, create the foundation upon which great achievements are built. Consider this: every towering skyscraper starts with the careful placement of a single brick. Each brick may seem unremarkable, but without it, the structure would lack stability. Similarly, our daily habits are the bricks of our lives. They might seem minor in the grand scheme of things, but over time, their collective impact is immense. Small habits work because they are manageable. When we set overly ambitious goals, we risk overwhelming ourselves and giving up. However, small, consistent actions are easier to incorporate into our daily routines. They require less mental energy and effort, making it more likely that we will stick to them. For example, committing to writing just 100 words a day feels far less daunting than aiming to write an entire book. Yet by maintaining this small habit, you could complete a novel in a year. Another reason small habits are so effective is their compounding nature. Just as compound interest can turn a modest investment into substantial wealth over time, small habits yield exponential results. Imagine someone who commits to walking 10 minutes daily. In the short term, this might not seem like much, but over months and years, the benefits accumulate: improved fitness, better mental health, and increased energy levels. The same principle applies to learning, saving money, or cultivating positive relationships. A key aspect of small habits is their ability to shape our identity. When we repeatedly engage in a particular behavior, it reinforces how we see ourselves. For instance, if you make it a habit to read a few pages of a book every night, you start to see yourself as a reader. This identity shift motivates you to continue the habit, creating a positive feedback loop. Over time, these small actions transform not only your routine, but also your sense of self. Small habits are also powerful because they help us build momentum. Success is rarely a straight path. It is filled with challenges and setbacks. When we rely on small habits, we create a sense of progress, no matter how incremental. Each small win gives us the confidence to tackle the next step. For example, starting your day by making your bed might seem trivial, but it sets the tone for productivity and accomplishment. This initial success often leads to a more focused and motivated approach to the rest of the day. It is important to recognize that not all habits lead to success. The habits we choose must align with our goals and values. If your goal is to become healthier, adopting the habit of drinking more water or eating a piece of fruit daily can be a good start. Conversely, small negative habits like procrastinating for just 5 minutes or skipping workouts occasionally can compound in the opposite direction, derailing progress over time. The beauty of small habits lies in their accessibility. Anyone, regardless of their circumstances, can adopt a small habit. You do not need extraordinary resources, talent, or time to begin. What you need is consistency and patience. The results may not be immediate, but they will come. Imagine a sculptor chiseling away at a block of marble. Each strike of the hammer may seem insignificant, but with persistence, a masterpiece emerges. In conclusion, success is not about grand gestures or momentous efforts. It is about the small choices we make daily, the habits we cultivate, and the actions we consistently take. These small habits, when practiced over time, build the momentum and foundation necessary for big achievements. So if you aspire to succeed, start small, stay consistent, and trust in the process. Kaizen is a Japanese philosophy that emphasizes continuous improvement through small, incremental changes. Derived from the words kai, meaning change, and zen, meaning good, Kaizen is a mindset rather than a one-time action. It teaches that success and progress come not from drastic transformations, but from consistent, manageable adjustments that, over time, lead to remarkable results. At its core, Kaizen promotes the idea that even a 1% improvement each day can lead to significant advancements over weeks, months, and years. This philosophy encourages individuals and organizations to break down big goals into smaller, actionable steps. By focusing on making things slightly better today than they were yesterday, Kaizen removes the intimidation of large-scale changes and replaces it with the simplicity of small, consistent actions. The power of Kaizen lies in its accessibility. Anyone, regardless of their current situation or skill level, can implement it. There is no need for specialized tools, extensive resources, or dramatic overhauls. The key is to start with what you have and where you are, identifying small areas for improvement and working on them steadily. For instance, a student aiming to improve their grades can adopt Kaizen by studying for just 10 extra minutes daily or reviewing one additional concept each evening. Over time, these small efforts accumulate into a deeper understanding and better performance. Kaizen's effectiveness is not limited to personal development. It is widely practiced in the corporate world, particularly in Japan. Many successful companies, including Toyota, have adopted Kaizen as a fundamental principle. At Toyota, employees at all levels are encouraged to suggest small changes to enhance processes, reduce waste, and improve efficiency. This collective effort has made Toyota one of the most innovative and efficient automobile manufacturers globally. The beauty of Kaizen in organizations is its collaborative nature. It values every individual's input, fostering a culture of teamwork and shared responsibility for improvement. In our daily lives, Kaizen can transform the way we approach challenges and goals. One of the reasons people often struggle with self-improvement is the tendency to set overly ambitious targets, leading to frustration and burnout when progress is slow or difficult. Kaizen offers an alternative by emphasizing patience and persistence. Rather than attempting to overhaul your diet overnight, for example, you could start by incorporating one healthier meal per day or reducing your sugar intake slightly. These small changes are easier to maintain and gradually pave the way for larger transformations. Kaizen also teaches us the importance of reflection and adaptation. Improvement is not a straight path, but a process of trial and error. By regularly evaluating what works and what doesn't, we can adjust our efforts to maximize results. For example, if a writer aims to improve their productivity, they might experiment with writing for 15 minutes each morning. Over time, they may discover that their creativity flows better in the evening and adjust their routine accordingly. This iterative process ensures steady progress while accommodating individual needs and circumstances. Another aspect of Kaizen is its focus on eliminating unnecessary complexities. Often, inefficiency stems from overcomplicating tasks or maintaining outdated methods. Kaizen encourages simplifying processes, saving time and effort, while achieving the same or better results. For instance, decluttering your workspace, organizing files, or streamlining your morning routine can significantly improve your efficiency and reduce stress. Kaizen also instills a sense of empowerment and motivation. When progress is framed as a series of small, achievable steps, the journey toward improvement feels less daunting. Each small success builds confidence, creating a positive feedback loop that encourages further effort. This momentum can carry individuals and teams through challenges, reinforcing the belief that consistent effort, no matter how modest, leads to meaningful results. Ultimately, Kaizen is more than a strategy, it is a way of thinking. It shifts the focus from seeking perfection to valuing progress, no matter how small. It reminds us that change does not have to be radical to be effective, and that every step forward, however tiny, brings us closer to our goals. Whether applied in personal growth, workplace efficiency, or everyday tasks, Kaizen offers a practical and sustainable path to continuous improvement and success. Habits are the building blocks of our lives. They shape our routines, influence our decisions, and ultimately determine our future. While habits may seem small and insignificant in the moment, their true power lies in their ability to compound over time. This concept is often overlooked because the effects of habits are not immediate. However, just as a single drop of water can eventually carve through stone, consistent habits, when compounded, can lead to extraordinary results. The compounding nature of habits works much like compound interest in finance. When you invest a small amount of money consistently, it grows over time as the interest accumulates. Similarly, small, positive habits build on themselves, creating momentum and leading to exponential growth. For example, if you dedicate just 15 minutes each day to learning a new skill, the incremental progress may seem trivial at first. But over weeks, months, and years, those minutes add up, and the skill you've cultivated could open doors to opportunities you never imagined. One of the reasons this compounding effect is so powerful is that it often leads to results that far exceed expectations. Initially, the changes might feel slow and almost invisible, leading many to abandon their efforts prematurely. However, with consistency, these small changes begin to snowball. Consider physical fitness. Going for a short run once or twice a week might not show immediate results. But doing it consistently over months will lead to better endurance, improved health, and possibly even a passion for running that becomes a central part of your life. The same principle applies to negative habits. Just as positive habits compound to create success, negative habits compound to create setbacks. For instance, skipping exercise just for today might seem harmless, but if repeated regularly, it can lead to a sedentary lifestyle, health problems, and reduced energy. Similarly, spending a small amount of money unnecessarily each day might not feel significant, but over time, it can drain your savings and limit your financial freedom. This is why it's crucial to be mindful of the habits we cultivate, as they are constantly shaping our future, whether we realize it or not. Habits also influence our identity and self-perception. Each time we perform a habit, we reinforce a particular aspect of who we are. For example, every time you write, you confirm to yourself that you are a writer. Every time you exercise, you reinforce the belief that you are someone who values health and fitness. Over time, these small actions compound to form a strong sense of identity, making it easier to maintain and build upon those habits. This identity shift is a powerful motivator, as it aligns your actions with the person you aspire to become. The compounding effect of habits is not just about individual progress, it also affects the people around us. When you cultivate good habits, you inspire and influence those in your circle. A parent who consistently reads can instill a love for reading in their children. A team leader who practices effective communication can encourage similar behavior among their colleagues. This ripple effect amplifies the power of habits, extending their benefits far beyond the individual. One of the keys to harnessing the compounding power of habits is consistency. It's not about making drastic changes or putting in enormous effort all at once. Instead, it's about showing up every day, no matter how small the action may seem. The important thing is to keep moving forward, trusting that the accumulation of small efforts will lead to significant outcomes. Another important aspect is patience. The compounding effect takes time to manifest, and the initial progress can be slow. It's easy to get discouraged when results aren't immediately visible. However, understanding that habits are a long-term investment can help you stay committed. The rewards may not come overnight, but when they do, they are often much greater than anticipated. In conclusion, habits compound over time to create remarkable transformations. They may start small, almost unnoticeable, but their consistent application leads to significant growth and success. Whether positive or negative, habits shape our lives in profound ways. By recognizing their compounding nature, we can consciously cultivate habits that align with our goals and values, ensuring that each small action contributes to a brighter, more fulfilling future. Consistency is one of the most powerful principles for achieving success in any area of life. It is the steady, repeated effort toward a goal that creates lasting results. While motivation and talent often receive much attention, they pale in comparison to the impact of consistency. Talent may open doors and motivation may ignite the spark, but it is consistency that sustains progress and ultimately leads to achievement. One of the reasons consistency is so effective is that it builds habits. When you consistently perform an action over time, it becomes second nature. This removes the need for constant decision-making or willpower. For example, if you consistently wake up early and exercise every morning, it becomes a routine rather than a choice you struggle with daily. This automaticity reduces resistance, making it easier to maintain the behavior over the long term. Consistency also fosters discipline. By committing to regular effort, you train yourself to stay focused even when challenges arise. Discipline grows stronger with each act of consistency, creating a virtuous cycle. This is especially important in moments of difficulty when motivation may wane. For instance, an athlete training for a marathon may not feel inspired every day, but their consistent practice, regardless of mood or weather, builds the resilience needed to cross the finish line. Another key aspect of consistency is the way it compounds over time. Small actions performed consistently accumulate into significant results. This is often referred to as the power of compounding. For example, saving a small amount of money every month might not seem impactful initially, but over years, the savings grow into a substantial amount. Similarly, studying for 30 minutes daily might not seem like much, but it can lead to mastering a subject over the course of a year. These small, consistent actions create momentum, making long-term goals attainable. Consistency also builds credibility and trust, both with others and with yourself. When you consistently follow through on commitments, people begin to rely on you. This trust can open doors to new opportunities, strengthen relationships, and enhance your reputation. Just as importantly, consistency builds self-trust. Every time you honor a commitment to yourself, such as exercising regularly or sticking to a project, you reinforce your belief in your own capabilities. This self-trust becomes a powerful motivator, driving you to take on even greater challenges. A common barrier to consistency is the desire for quick results. In a world that often values instant gratification, it can be tempting to expect immediate outcomes. However, consistency requires patience and a long-term perspective. The results of consistent effort often appear gradually, and the initial progress may be slow or even invisible. For example, someone learning a new language might not notice improvement in the first few weeks, but over months of consistent practice, their vocabulary and fluency grows significantly. Recognizing that success is a journey, not a sprint, helps to maintain the steady effort required. Consistency is not about perfection. It is unrealistic to expect that you will never miss a day or make a mistake. Life is unpredictable, and setbacks are inevitable. What matters is your ability to return to your routine after a lapse. Missing one workout or skipping a study session doesn't undo your progress. What determines success is your ability to recommit the next day. This mindset reduces the pressure of perfection and allows you to focus on steady progress. Moreover, consistency enhances learning and mastery. Repetition is the foundation of skill development. Whether you are practicing an instrument, improving at a sport, or learning a new subject, consistent effort is essential for growth. Each attempt builds upon the last, deepening your understanding and refining your abilities. This process requires time, but the rewards are well worth the investment. Finally, consistency creates a sense of stability and control. In a world filled with uncertainty, having consistent practices or routines provides a sense of structure. This stability can reduce stress and increase productivity, as you spend less time worrying about what to do next and more time focused on meaningful actions. In conclusion, consistency is the bridge between goals and accomplishments. It transforms aspirations into reality by fostering habits, building discipline, and compounding efforts over time. While the path may not always be smooth, maintaining consistent effort is the most reliable way to achieve lasting success. By committing to small, steady actions and staying the course, you can unlock your potential and create a life of purpose and achievement. Success often feels like an overwhelming goal, one that requires grand gestures, massive efforts, or life-changing decisions. However, the truth is that it's often the small, simple habits we cultivate daily that yield the biggest rewards in the long run. These habits might seem trivial at first, but their impact grows over time, shaping our lives in profound and lasting ways. Simple habits work because they are easy to adopt and sustain. Unlike drastic changes that demand significant effort and willpower, small habits fit seamlessly into our daily routines. Take, for instance, drinking a glass of water first thing in the morning. It's a simple act that requires little effort, yet it sets the tone for better hydration throughout the day, which can improve energy, focus, and overall health. These minor adjustments to daily life often serve as stepping stones to more significant transformations. One of the greatest advantages of simple habits is that they build momentum. When we achieve small wins, we feel a sense of accomplishment no matter how minor. This creates a positive feedback loop that motivates us to keep going. For example, making your bed each morning might seem insignificant, but it provides an immediate sense of order and achievement. This small success often inspires you to tackle other tasks with the same enthusiasm, creating a ripple effect of productivity throughout the day. Simple habits also play a crucial role in shaping our identity. Repeating small, positive actions reinforces the type of person we want to become. For instance, reading for just 5 minutes a day can help you see yourself as a reader. Writing a single sentence each day might seem minimal, but over time it builds the identity of a writer. These small acts are not about the immediate results, but about affirming a commitment to growth and self-improvement. The cumulative effect of simple habits is remarkable. Just like compound interest in finance, small actions performed consistently lead to exponential growth. Consider the example of physical fitness. Doing 10 push-ups daily might not seem like much initially, but over the course of a year, you'll have completed thousands of push-ups, significantly improving your strength and endurance. Similarly, saving a small amount of money regularly can lead to. The journey towards self-improvement and success can often feel overwhelming. With so many areas to work on and countless possibilities for change, it's easy to become paralyzed by indecision or discouraged by the sheer scale of what lies ahead. The solution to this challenge is surprisingly simple. Start with one habit. By focusing on just one small manageable change, you set the foundation for long-term growth and create a ripple effect that can transform your life over time. Starting with one habit allows you to channel your energy and attention effectively. Instead of spreading yourself thin by trying to overhaul your entire routine, you dedicate your efforts to mastering a single, focused action. For instance, if your goal is to live a healthier lifestyle, you don't need to immediately adopt an intense workout routine, overhaul your diet, and sleep 8 hours every night. Instead, you might start by drinking an extra glass of water each day. This singular habit is easy to implement, and once it becomes second nature, it lays the groundwork for additional positive changes. Focusing on one habit also builds confidence. Small, consistent victories reinforce the belief that change is possible. Each day you successfully perform your chosen habit, you prove to yourself that you are capable of sticking to your commitments. This boosts your self-esteem and motivates you to take on greater challenges. For example, someone who commits to writing just one sentence a day might soon find themselves inspired to write a paragraph, then a page, and eventually an entire chapter. The sense of accomplishment from that first small habit creates momentum for continued progress. Another benefit of starting with one habit is that it minimizes the risk of burnout. When you try to make too many changes at once, the effort can feel exhausting, leading to frustration and a higher likelihood of giving up altogether. However, focusing on just one habit makes the process sustainable. Because the habit requires minimal effort, it is easier to integrate into your daily routine without disrupting your life. This sustainability ensures that you can maintain your commitment over the long term. One of the most powerful aspects of starting with one habit is its potential to trigger a domino effect. Habits are interconnected, and improving one area of your life often leads to improvements in others. For example, if you start by committing to a 5-minute morning stretch, you might notice that it boosts your energy levels, making you more productive throughout the day. This increased productivity could inspire you to adopt additional habits such as prioritizing tasks or eating healthier meals. In this way, the initial habit becomes a catalyst for broader, more meaningful change. Starting with one habit also simplifies the process of self-improvement. When you focus on just one thing, it's easier to track your progress and identify what works. This clarity allows you to refine your approach and build a solid foundation for future habits. For instance, if you decide to meditate for 2 minutes each day, you can observe how this habit affects your mood, stress levels, and overall well-being. With this insight, you can adjust the habit as needed, increasing its duration or combining it with other mindfulness practices. It's important to remember that starting with one habit doesn't mean you're limiting your potential. On the contrary, it's a strategic approach that prioritizes quality over quantity. By fully committing to one habit, you set yourself up for success and create a strong base upon which you can build. Over time, as the habit becomes ingrained, you can layer additional habits on top of it, gradually expanding your capacity for growth. The process of starting with one habit also teaches valuable lessons about patience and perseverance. Change doesn't happen overnight, and the small steps you take today might not show immediate results. However, by trusting in the process and staying consistent, you'll begin to see the cumulative effects of your efforts. Each small habit contributes to a larger pattern of improvement, demonstrating that progress is possible even in the face of challenges. In conclusion, starting with one habit is a powerful way to initiate meaningful change. By focusing on a single, manageable action, you simplify the process of self-improvement, build confidence, and create momentum for continued growth. This approach not only reduces overwhelm, but also ensures that your efforts are sustainable and impactful. Whether your goal is to improve your health, advance your career, or enhance your personal life, the key to success lies in taking that first small step and committing to it consistently.